It's a very serious moment in their lives, but a happy, serious moment, thankfully. And we talked just briefly, I'll tell you this, throw in a little more. The rain. It is said that rain on a wedding is a sign of good luck. So I told them before the reason for that. The reason is not Jewish. It goes back to India. And in Indian ceremonies, at one point the groom has a string that is taken from a special sare, and a piece of gold nugget or leaf is put on it, and he puts it around the bride's neck and ties the knot. And the Indians say if it rains on that, it's a good sign because it is far more difficult to untie a wet knot than a dry knot.
That makes sense.
So, we're going to learn all while we're having cocktails. But for instance, quick one. He is standing to her left, she actually to his right. Reason for that. Judaism says at a wedding, and this is a precursor to the wedding, the bride and groom are like a king and queen. And if you will look at any photos, paintings, depictions of royal families, you will see the queen to the king's right. And so this queen is to the king's right. Now, as I say, we joke a little, we kid a little. I have gotten to know this couple over the last, how many months? Wow.
6 months.
It's been a while. First time we're seeing each other, not on a screen, not on Skype or Zoom or whatever, and it's been a pleasure. It really has been, and what a wonderful setting this is, and looking forward to the rest of this evening and tomorrow especially. And we are saying special prayers.
Yes.
We all are.
Yes.
And Guadalupe is especially making special prayers.
No,
No más lluvia.
no more rain.
And that's it. But as I say, we joke, we kid. I know how serious they take this. And I will tell you that this document, we have a lot of sayings in our faith. One of them we say, Lador Vador. From generation to generation, a document of this type, though certainly not as beautiful, has been passed down to the two of you. I know that you take it seriously and will treasure it. I hope you will have a wonderful time picking the matting, framing it, hanging it somewhere in your home where you will see it on a daily basis. Because I'll give you some advice now. And I have 50 years of marriage. Life gets in the way. Stop every once in a while on the wall, read it, think about today, think about your feelings for each other, the love, the emotions, the passion. Keep the fire. Without further ado, I am going to ask the bride to sign where it says bride, maiden name, or legal signature.
Fine.
And the groom, where it says G-R.
This one right here. Didn't make sure my lawyer's okay.
We're going to work
We're good with this, we're good with this.
You only read the English.
How do you know what I was saying?
I watched it.
Yeah, he said you go as well.
Yeah, my lawyer did.
The lawyer is a witness. I love this keep on.
Or just keep on.
Where it says witness.
It's just red line.
Yeah. We maintained it for a
You know,
while.
we can't note that though the lawyer read the English, he did not read the Hebrew. So in fact,
Someone just slips a leaf in there.
so in fact, the groom is signing this contract without benefit of counsel.
So you see a red
Right
line?
here.
Yeah.
Right here?
Right under each of them, right? The other says witness.
Oh, I think your pen is
Pen's no good?
Yes.
Brand new.
Sure you have other pens,
I have
Roy?
another one.
Here, yeah, oh wait,
Hold on.
Come on, sweet.
Sorry, guys.
That's the one that's acid free. I think that's why he's getting a different one.
Are you guys okay? Did a glass break?
No, it's drinks first. We're all good.
Oh, it's all good.
Got everything you thought?
Exchanges.
And then anyway, Pen's dry.
You're a minute too late. You should have stopped talking.
Okay, one more. One more. Education is good. Original ketubas were written in Aramaic, which was the spoken language at the time. Hebrew, quite honestly, did not really become a spoken language until 1948, the establishment of the State of Israel. It was always the language of Torah, language of our books, but not spoken. Aramaic was spoken. If you read Hebrew at all, the letters are the same. This one is Hebrew, and you will see that his name is written, his name, Ben, son of. Originally, Aramaic, it would be Bar, son of. So all these years you've all been talking about Bar Mitzvah, thinking it was Hebrew, wrong, Aramaic. Okay, now, Jewish ceremony requires two things: signing of the ketubah and the exchange of rings. So we are through part one, and it does call for a mazel tov and a drink.
Yes. I was like, this is happening more than
Like, if you didn't say that, I would have been like,
Thank you, Ricardo.
Mazel tov. Congrats, Zach. Felicidades.
Love you. Love you.
Love you guys.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
Make sure that makes the cut.
We love you, Zach, now. This guy. Pigs in the blanket.
Happy birthday, Zach. So nice. Dr. Frankel's birthday.
Dr.
Frankel's birthday.
Happy
Dr.
birthday.
There we go. And good shots.
He's gonna be a third kid. He's a third kid. No,
whatever could happen wrong.
Get in here, Len.
Hi.
Love you, Zach and Alex.
Love you guys.
I remember first they were like, maybe we should go to a bar.
Sorry?
Should we say something?
Yeah?
Yay, Zach and Alex, thanks for bringing us to such a great place. We love you. We can't wait to celebrate. Guys?
Yeah, whatever she said was awesome.
I love you guys.
Yeah, we reiterate whatever she said. It was so great.
What's that?
Camera.
That's small.
You get it? We're ready. Look at Carl.
Neither of you are
Is it a video or what?
Oh, video.
They'll blow it back up.
No, I follow them on Instagram and it's like
10 months out of 12.
So you don't talk to me.
Like models. They're gorgeous.
Hello, everybody. Hi, darlings. Please find your seats and get ready for the evening. We're about to take off. Oh, yeah. Good to see you.
Congratulations, Alex Frank.
Hi, everybody. Let's fucking go.
Hi. Hi. You want to be in the spotlight? There we go. We'll get started. Okay. Hello, everybody. And welcome to the rehearsal for the wedding of our dearly beloveds, Alex Olsman and Zachary Frankel. Let's fucking go. Give it up. Could you read me? For those of you who have not had the distinct pleasure of meeting me, my name is Elias Tanner. I'll be your MC for the evening. Hi, hello. Let's have a night. Before we get started, I'd love to thank the Olsmans and the Frankels for both this gorgeous weekend and also for raising two absolute gems in Alex and Zach. Let's go. Like all of you, I've had the distinct pleasure of getting to know Zachary and Alex as a couple that is balanced, lovingly thoughtful, and committed to friendship. At least I thought we were friends. Until they asked me to do this. MCing a rescheduled international wedding amid a pandemic during a hurricane. Gorgeous. And then they told me to wear festive black tie to an event that's clearly cocktail casual. Great. I'm here looking like the maitre d' at Buco de Beppo. We love it. Gorgeous for all y'all. So, maybe that's what they had in mind. You know, I don't know if all of you know, but Alex has asked to be roasted this evening. And I'm sure she's going to be breaking that old chestnut with her therapist for years to come. But her commitment to the bit is apparent in her choice to give me a microphone. So while Alex and I may have become besties from middle school to high school to college and so on, it did not start that way. It really did not. Zachy, I love you, but I got 20 years of heat backed up for Alex, and we're just gonna let it rip, okay? We'll get back to you later, okay? Gorgeous. Now, I'm not gonna talk about the usual hits, like Alex's deeply suspect choice in prior boyfriends. Like that guy who dumped her after she slipped on a slip and slide, broke her leg, and was gonna be on crutches for the rest of the semester. That one was a real keeper, huh? Yeah. Good. Or any of her other classically misfortunate adventures, like that time she decided to dress up as me for a pledging event, and when given full reign of my wardrobe and products, decided to go into the wrong drawer and gel her hair up like this with sexual lubricant. She had no idea. Astroglide, everybody. Instead, I'm gonna take you back to the very beginning. The day we first met. It was the fall of 2001. Pre-9/11 hope was still in the air. And as a tween, just bubbling with fresh pubescence, I was ready for the adventures that lie ahead. See, I was transferring to the halls of Old Penn Charter from the mean streets of public school, Cheltenham to be exact. And I gotta tell you, I fancied myself a bit of a bad boy. Like S.E. Hinton's The Outsiders, maybe Ponyboy's devilishly handsome older brother, Soda Pop, later to be portrayed by Rob Lowe in the feature adaptation from 1983. I don't know, I've not thought about it that much. Regardless, on that first day of school, I walked through those gleaming red doors with the unmatched hubris of a teenage white male, ready to survey my would-be kingdom. Standing there with my brand new book bag hanging off one shoulder, my hair gelled up in a way that could probably be classified as Asian cultural appropriation today. Tough. I played it cool, waiting for someone to make a move. And I gotta tell you, before long, two young, beautiful classmates made first contact. The first, Sierra. She donned a spaghetti string tank top and a nervous demeanor. She stole furtive glances, but nothing more. The second, she had a knowing air of mischief about her. And without so much as a wave, she walked directly up to me. And now I'm standing there, awaiting what I can only assume is going to be a comment of my brooding mystique. And then the air is sucked out of the room. She looks me head to toe, and nice backpack. And then she walks away. Needless to say, I was shattered. I had spent weeks scouring the racks of TJ Maxx looking for that exact orange Kipling backpack, and in just 2 words, I had been turned to stone. And who dared make me aware for the first time of my white male fragility? Medusa herself. I knew then and there I had made a nemesis of mythological proportions, Alex Olsman. Now, how we got from there to here, or I have a mic in my hand on this, the day of my now best friend's wedding rehearsal, maybe we'll find out by the time the night ends. But first, let's get into tonight's festivities. It's going to be a great night. We've got food, we've got booze, we've got friends, we've got family, all the hits. And of course, tonight's really going to be kicked off by this evening's hosts, the father and mother of the groom-to-be, Jane and Matt Frankel. Where are you, darlings? Please join us. Let's keep it going. Keep that clap going. It's like the Oscars. They gotta walk up, you gotta keep cheering, you just fucking, you do the thing. There you go. There you go, she gets it. Matt, yeah. Matt. Now, I think we'd like to start, I'm sorry, right before you give a speech, because dear Matt is also the birthday boy. And now it's time to sing happy birthday. And because I am tone deaf, I will not be singing.
I am impressed. Yeah. Alrighty. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Matt Frankel, and I am the older, but certainly not as handsome version of Zach.
Hi, and I am Jane, Zach's mom. He got his blue eyes, and red is a generic variation of blonde from me.
Go ahead.
That's you.
So I'd like to thank everyone from near and far who has come to this extraordinary event and evening. This year has certainly brought challenges, and it's a testament to Alex and to the love we all feel for Alex and Zach that we are all here tonight. Oops.
Before we go too far, we want to acknowledge Alex's parents, Bob and Cindy. They put a ton of time and effort and hard work into planning for tonight and tomorrow. We have had a great time getting to know them over the last few years. We don't think of you guys as Zach's in-laws. We think of you as our family.
So we're sorry that so many were not able to attend. I'm especially sad my mom and dad are not here to enjoy this event, and it certainly pains me that my father-in-law Benji is not here to celebrate. I know how proud he would have been to be here.
What can I say about Zachary? He is handsome as well as smart. He is also very media savvy as well as intuitive and very, very determined. We would have thought that your first word would be mama or dada, but no, it was Batman. We were all waiting for that mama or daddy, but no, when it was Batman, why Batman? He had learned that from the TV introductory song. You remember that, Zachary? Batman! There you are.
So, and did I mention...
Like up?
So, did I mention intuitive? You learned your marketing skills at a very early age. I remember one year when Zach was just a few years old and Julius Erving of the 76ers was looking for a Florida home, and Benji and Linda decided to host him for lunch at their Admiral's Cove home. At the end of that luncheon, after Ben had described the virtues of having a home in Jupiter, Dr. J picked you up to show you the beautiful Florida vista and asked you what you thought. You proceeded to poop in his hands. As Dr. J gingerly put you back and gave you to Mom, and maybe that's why he never bought a home in Admiral.
Zach met his best friends at the Philadelphia school. At the end of the first month, I got a call from Sandy Dean, the principal. We have a problem. The lunch table that Zach has chosen is very disruptive. And they will never amount to anything if they stay together. Well, they stayed together, and to her shock, they all went on to get graduate degrees at Columbia University. In film, business, law, and real estate development. So, Sandy, here's to your thoughts. We already mentioned how smart Zachary is. His college years certainly prove this. He finished Dickinson College in 3.5 years with only 1 credit to graduate. What we saved in tuition offered him the opportunity to buy his beloved Saab convertible. We're hoping it's not underwater in Philadelphia on the street right now.
We do love that car.
And Zachary loves to travel. He spent his junior year abroad in Hong Kong learning Chinese and buying clothes. Certainly a very different culture than Carlisle, Pennsylvania. And then, of course, there is the London, where both you and Mick Jagger share that same London School of Economics experience. We'll talk about that later.
And Zachary's drive is something special. Who could forget going to traffic court for speeding on the Pennsylvania Turnpike? Your leadership skills and resourcefulness are legend. For Halloween in the 4th grade, you dressed up as Hugh Hefner. You went to Shahola and added even more friends to your group. For your bar mitzvah, your party favor was a visor saying Zach's Bar 911. It was worn by everyone until 9/11 actually occurred, 9/11 actually occurred 10 days later. Those hats were very popular at Goodwill after that time. You used your bar mitzvah money to rent an off-campus apartment while your parents paid for a dorm room. You became the last leader of Theta Chi at Dickinson College and proved once and for all why fraternities do not belong on college campuses.
So we would like to welcome Alex.
You forgot. Your parents.
Okay. So your determination is remarkable. You and Max decided you would work together, and with amazing fortitude and years of patience, you did it. And as a result, there are dozens of working-class Philadelphia families living once more in a Frankel-built home. So we would like to welcome Alex to the Frankel family. We are a big family, but a close family. Coming myself from a small family into this large family of love, Alex, I can tell you it feels very good. And I hope that you and Zach will continue to expend the energy that's required to maintain this close and loving family, because it's worth it.
Alex, we knew from the first time we met you that you were meant for Zachary. Your effervescence was like a bottle of champagne had just been popped. You brought a special ray of sunshine into our family, and we've enjoyed so very much getting to know you and learning from you. Alex, you're a beautiful, adorable, strong, determined, responsible, well-organized, loving, focused, supportive, and family-oriented, and our hearts are filled with joy to see you and Zach in love. Our wish for you both is many years. There will certainly be ups and downs that will require understanding and listening and communicating with each other. But we know that your love for each other will clear the path. As Kareem, one of Zach's college friends, Dad said at Zach and Kareem and Danny and Leo's graduation party from Dickinson, we wish you a good life. not necessarily the good life. And Matt and I certainly wish that for both of you. We pray that we will be able to offer you as much love and support as my dad did with Jane and Ben did with me. You were supposed to be reading this.
Let me start that one. So Jane and I pray that we will be able to offer you as much love and support as my dad did with Jane, and that Ben did with me, and that Linda continues to do with me, with us. And I pray that you understand it all comes from a place of love.
Zach, your loving and giving spirit has earned you a most special reward, Alex. Cherish her. Alex, you're indeed a gift from heaven, and we welcome you into our family with all our hearts. We rejoice in Zach's good fortune that he has found you and you him.
So Zach behind.
Good. Okay. So when I first met Alex Olsman, she was living in a monastery. Yes, a monastery. We were studying abroad in Rome, and Alex was too high class and highbrow and sophisticated to fit in with the rest of the American students. So while the rest of us were out getting drunk and trying to meet Italian dudes, Alex was residing with a bunch of uber-intellectual classical antiquity scholars, speaking fluent Latin to her friends and debating how Caesar and the fall of ancient Rome was somehow analogous to modern global day politics. So you can imagine then that when I was ready to meet her, I assumed she'd be a total snob. Okay. When I finally got to that first meal with Alex in Rome, I discovered how wrong I was. That this girl was actually as lowbrow as she was high, and that in reality, the full picture of Alex Olsman was, as she might say, a picture that was half a Caravaggio and then half a paparazzi shot in Us Weekly.
And now, I've known Alex longer than Allie has, since our puberty days at Camp Wakila, so I can attest to the fact that Alex has indeed always been a walking contradiction. Alex was Miss Thing at Camp Wakila, queen of the popular bunk, dating her equally popular male counterpart, while I was kind of a lowly West Coast new girl loser who Alex convinced all the other campers to call gender bender. So naturally, when we arrived at Penn freshman fall quarter, I assumed Alex would be queen of the quad. But in reality, the girl spent more time in the rare manuscript section of Van Pelt Library than she ever did at our campus bar, Smokey Joe's.
And in the years that followed, these highbrow, lowbrow tendencies of hers just grew even more pronounced.
One weekend, she'd be eating $2 pizza on the floor of some dumpy Montauk motel after taking tequila shots at sloppy tuna all day long. The next, she'd be hosting wine and cheese night at her West Village apartment, followed by an upscale members-only brunch at the Harmony Club.
One day, she would be touring our friends across the auction floor at Christie's, explaining the deep symbolism of ancient jewelry from the mid-2nd century AD or something. And the next, she'd be unpacking Rob Kardashian's exile from America's royal family.
It's no wonder, then, that Alex ultimately had to end up with someone who was a perfect mix of class
and trash.
Enter Zach. The same real estate investor who lives for country clubs, cigars, Palm Beach, and fancy bathrobes, and who has a head of hair that screams high-class beauty routine. is as lowbrow as they come.
The guy is from Philly, for crying out loud.
He's also a pot-smoking, flip-flop wearing Eagles fan who still uses his Bitmoji unironically, and who once infamously dressed up as Hugh Hefner for Halloween.
And that beautiful head of hair we mentioned, it's red.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. The moment that we met Zach, we knew that together, these two walking contradictions were anything but.
Zach truly sees both on all sides of Alex in a way that we have never seen from any other person she has been with. He makes her love of art and culture and history and travel his own, and he's also equally good at following her down celebrity gossip rabbit holes.
He celebrates everything Alex is good at, cheering her on when she moved from Christie's to Sotheby's as much as when she decided to camp outside the Met Gala to scout for Anna Wintour.
And in letting Alex's freak flag fly, Zach has also not only embraced but shown so much love for her freaky ass friends like us in only a way that Zach could. I think I can speak for both of us when I say that our relationships with Zach are now totally independent of our friendships with Alex, which honestly is a very special and very unique thing. From the moment that Hannah and I met him, he had this way about him like we had known him for literally years. And he just has this enormous heart of gold. And I really believe, and I know Hannah does too, that Alex might be the one marrying him, but we selfishly think that we also win a little bit.
But Alex, who knew that we could win a greater jackpot than just getting to have you as a friend? You are the first person that we call when we need a sanity check, a moral compass, or just a dose of unconditional love and support. We feel lucky to know you, let alone be in your inner circle. And even more lucky to get to be here tonight, sharing a few words about how special it is that you are marrying the absolute best person we could possibly imagine for you.
Amen. Okay, and with that, everybody glasses up. Alex, may your love for Zach always be as strong as what Penelope felt for Odysseus.
Zach, may you always leave room in your relationship for Alex to love you and Andy Cohen.
And Zach and Alex, may you always continue living out life's highs and lows together.
We love you guys, and we could not be more excited to be here celebrating your marriage this weekend. Cheers.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding? You outdid yourself. Are you kidding? I was kidding a little.
Great job.
Alex Oseman, Alex Oseman, Alex Oseman.
Hello. Thank you, boss.
Zachary Franco, Zachary Franco, Zachary Franco. You did it! Alex Franco, Zachary Oseman, Alex Franco. Congratulations, Alex Franco, Zachary Oseman, Alex Franco.
I wrote you a song. Wait, where's Zach? Do we have Zach? Zachary, please get to your placement. Hi, people. Woo! How we doing? Give me something. A little bit more. There you go. I got drunk during the intermission, so I don't remember the second part. I'm gonna read. Ready? Great. Now, excuse me, people. We're beginning the evening. Great. Now, if I think back on those very first words uttered to me in the hallowed halls of Penn Charter, and trust me, I paid Dr. Carol Kelson of Los Angeles a small fortune to do just that. There are a few takeaways about our beautiful bride-to-be. First, goes without saying, Alex was completely right to strike me down in my youth before I became a complete monster. Jury's still out on that one. Second, the hit movie Mean Girls did not come out until 2004, and Alex Olsman walked so Regina George could run. Most importantly for our evening tonight, Alex has never been afraid to get involved. In fact, I would argue she simply cannot help it. Now, this isn't always a bad thing. All superheroes need to learn how to hone their superpowers and channel it for good, right? Over the years, she found varying levels of success. For example, Alex has always been a bit of a yenta. For the, I don't know, one or two Goyish in the crowd, that's a gossip or a busybody. She was the first in our grade to get her own phone line. I have to assume that Cindy and Bob did that out of pure self-preservation. Gorgeous. And while she was certainly running her own rumor mill out of her childhood bedroom, she was also using that tool for the mitzvah of matchmaking, regularly luring classmates onto a line like Kyle Maher. Give it up for Kyle Maher, everybody. Woo! With Daniel Yorko, maybe Sierra Tishgard. Hi, give it up for Sierra Tishgard, everybody. Woo! And then after a moment, she would just leave them there and let Kismet take the wheel. See, now that's getting up in everybody's business with good intention. Sort of. Alex is also, of course, brilliant and was deeply involved with her academics from day one. She kept the Penn Charter Latin program flourishing while the rest of us were scamming our way by. Kyle got that one. But she also struggled and regularly failed to not tell Ben Goldenberg when his 98% was surpassed by her perfect score. Sorry, honey. Sorry, Tuts. As we got older, Alex continued to wrestle with these demons, and sometimes she's failed spectacularly. But when she succeeded, it was as if the clouds parted above San Miguel and a beautiful guardian angel came out. A vigilante yenta, if you will. I remember the first time it happened to me because it changed our friendship forever. Spring 2008, the excitement of graduation in the air, clouded by the fog of war, AP exams. You see, Alex wasn't the only competitor in our class. There are 6 or 7 of the deadliest test-taking mercenaries Quaker education has ever known here tonight. And perhaps nowhere was this more evident than the AP Art History exam, a very odd crown jewel in a class of people who ended up doing veterinary science, real estate, the food industry, and so on. Sorry, that? Yeah, it worked for you. I myself came ready to play and was cruising with confidence until I reached that final question. An essay about an old chair. I froze. Panic set in. I watched that perfect score slipping through my hands, and I had no idea what to do. And then, psst. Psst. I look up, and who do I see but Medusa herself? Once again, she has me in her steely gaze, and I think to myself, have the last 7 years of growing camaraderie been just a ruse? Has she been lying in wait for me to be in my moment of need just to strike me down again? But no. What I saw in Alex's eyes was not the death glare of a future classics major and Sotheby's employee. Let's go, Sotheby's. Ready to stomp out the competition, but rather the glow of friendship. She looked to her left and then to her right, and under her breath she murmured, "The chair is Romanesque." She just couldn't help but get involved. The vigilante yenta strikes again. This generous, supportive, same team mentality is what would come to define my relationship and really everyone's relationship with Alex from that day forth. And from everything the incredible groom-to-be tells me, that much so goes for Zachary. But More on that later. In the meantime, it's time to hear from the people who know Zachary like no one else on earth. Give it up for the brothers Frankel, Max and EJ.
Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening. And we're all excited to be here for the start of a fantastic weekend. For those of you who don't know me, I am the fatter and hairier version of Zach, also known as his older brother.
And I'm Zach's younger brother, better looking, and possibly adopted brother, EJ. We'd like to thank you all for joining us tonight at what's probably the most inconvenient destination wedding you've ever been to.
It's really so great to see everyone here. Lots of family, lots of old friends, lots of Zach's old friends. I see Zach's oldest friends here from TPS, Evan, Ethan, and Ryan here. We've known these guys so long. I think both of us actually remember when Ryan had a full head of hair.
I can't believe we're here in beautiful...
Hold on. You forgot my part. Oh. As most of you know, Zach and I have a special relationship, and probably one that differs from most other brothers' relationships, considering that we're not just brothers, but also business partners. But tonight, I won't bore you with all those details about how much we love each other and all the fun, good stuff. We'll just get right to the really good stuff. Save that for another time.
I really can't believe we're all here in San Miguel with such a fantastic meal, considering we grew up eating frozen Happy Meals for dinner.
Hey, Mom, I guess that Beanie Baby fortune finally paid off, huh?
But growing up with Zach, we've seen him go through so many different stages of life, eventually blossoming into the man he is today. But years ago, before Zach thought he was living in the body of a 75-year-old Jew, we always wondered about who he might end up with. You know, things like, for example, what would his name be? Where would he be from? Who would be the guy to steal Zach's heart? I mean, come on. He definitely wears tighter pants than Alex.
Zach and Alex are a perfect match for each other. They truly complement one another. They're so similar, and they're constantly holding on to each other. The Zach and Alex that you guys know today are an amazing couple. But as EJ said, it's really hard for us to believe that this is the Zach that we grew up with. Whether it's a byproduct of Alex or not, the reformed and polished Zach that you guys all know today wasn't always the same.
Zach has always been weirdly obsessed with his body. Growing up, he was frequently walking around the apartment naked on a very regular basis.
So for those of you who don't know, we grew up in an apartment building on the 10th floor. And when I was in college, I got an awesome internship at a private equity company that happened to also be on the 10th floor of the office building directly across the street. I kept on getting strange looks from the people there, and it wasn't until about a month in that I realized that everyone in the office thought that I was the naked redhead from across the street.
In high school, Zach went through a pretty weird, I wear no underwear, I wear double pop collar polos and rainbow sandals in the winter phase. When we would ask him, what was up with this look, he'd always tell us, bro, chicks love to see the outline of my, let's just say below the belt features.
But in reality, was there really even anything to see? And then there was Zach's violent stage. I'll spare everyone here from me taking off my shirt, but for the record, I still have a piece of graphite on my chest from Zach stabbing me with a pencil because he lost in a game of pool.
Yeah, that's true. Zach also once stabbed me with a fork at the Lombard Swim Club because I tried to take a French fry from him. I also remember him being a consistent knife thrower. Max, I'm pretty sure you saw some scars in your leg from some fights over there.
Yeah, that's true. I got a knife in my leg once. And then there were Zach's crazy Dickinson days. I believe he was acting president of his fraternity for sponsored trips to Florida. And I think he was also president when his fraternity got officially kicked off campus.
Zach told me that he got knocked out to get his wisdom teeth taken out. And when he awoke, the doctor said something like, whoa, those are some pretty wild college parties you were telling me about.
And we aren't even going to mention the 21st birthday incident.
Yeah, or that whole London School of Economics thing.
Let's fast forward to 2016 when Zach met this amazing girl named Alex. We didn't, yeah, give it up for Alex. We really didn't know what she was doing with him. I mean, she was incredibly high-hearted, super smart.
Much smarter than Zach would be.
And somehow manages to still fit in with our ridiculous and crazy family. She also somehow managed to transform Zach from a rowdy, immature young boy into what appears to be a 75-year-old Jewish man who prefers to be asleep or in bed by 8:30, maybe 9 o'clock at the latest.
And with Alex, Zach is not only getting a wife, but also getting a new dad, and one that he actually really loves more than his own dad.
Side note, happy birthday to our father, Dad, Matt.
You're always number one in our book.
Always number one in our book. Alex has really changed Zach for the better. These two really bring out the best in each other. It's so obvious. They feed off each other so much. Guys, we say this all with love and wish you nothing but the best. Alex, we hope you have an amazing, better understanding of what you're getting yourself into with Zach. Zach, you're a fantastic brother, a great business partner, and since the day you were born, have been my best friend. We love you both.
It's not done yet. Zach, regardless of all the goofy things we just said about you, you've always been a really great older brother for me, someone I truly admire and someone I'll always look up to.
Alex, we love you like a sister. Welcome to the family. You're a savage. Hold on.
We're so happy the two of you finally found each other.
So let's let the good times roll. Let's raise a glass of, wait, we're in Mexico. Everybody raise a glass of tequila, a shot of tequila. Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
Lion.
Thanks, man. That was beautiful.
That was epic. That was insane.
You liked it?
I love you. Epic. The delivery is incredible. I love it. I love you so much.
Hey everyone. I'm Taylor, and before we roast Alex and to a lesser extent Zach, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Dr. and Mrs. Frankel for hosting us tonight, and Dr. and Mr. Olsman for having us all here this weekend. I met Alex freshman year at Penn, at Pod, which if you were not lucky enough to be in Philadelphia during the Obama years, was the spot for Asian fusion and power lunching west of the Schuylkill. We were both at a birthday dinner, and in one of those pods where you can change the colors, and because we're both only children, we insisted on being in control of the colors. There are 4 things that I remember about that night about Alex. 1, she didn't look up from her phone. 2, we were both, the only time she looked up was when I told her I was also a classics major, and I was also obsessed with the Aeneid. 3, she was very determined, again, the colors, pod. And 4, that I wanted her to be my friend. In retrospect, I think that those 4 things really encapsulate who Alex is. First, she is an excellent communicator and always plugged in. She wakes up very early, and I look forward to every morning when I wake up to messages on 2 or 3 different communication channels about either current events, Real Housewives, or things that our friends have posted on Instagram, Hannah Bender, I see you. I think we all know that Alex is always available, willing to lend an ear, and to whatever problems we have, she's going to listen to us. And she always gives excellent advice, except for the time that she told Ryan Engel not to be the 4th employee at Peloton. Second, Alex is a huge nerd. After she got into Tri-Delt, I don't know if you all remember this, but she made people play a game of identifying what fraternities or sororities certain historical and literary figures would have been in. And if you were wondering, Odysseus would have been in Theos, Augustus would have been in Beta, hey Chris Wascom, Cleopatra would have been in Theta, and Jane Austen would have been lucky to get a big De Sigma Kappa. Third, Alex is incredibly determined, especially for a Pisces. Whether it's landing difficult to get jobs at Christie's or Sotheby's, or insisting to going to the Fling concert with a broken leg senior year, she always gets what she wants. In fact, she even once hunted down and cornered Andy Cohen in Flatiron to demand a picture. She then immediately burst into tears, told him he had elevated pop culture to an art form, and we are all stunned to this day that she hasn't been asked to come to be on Roni. Fourth, and most importantly, Alex is a wonderful friend. I think everyone here would agree that she has a huge heart and always wants the best for everyone. Alex cares deeply about her friends and is always loyal, thoughtful, and very good at giving advice, which I think is a combination of Cindy being a psychologist and Alex watching the OC multiple times. After that dinner at Pod, I was so lucky to continue to get to know you through the rest of our time at Penn, including living together one summer in New York before Carrie convinced you to move to Murray Hill. From late nights at Van Pelt and Smokes, to lunches at Pod with Carrie and Jenny, to watching you refuse to share Gnocchi alla vodka because you were an only child, there have been so many fun times, and I got to watch you evolve from someone who thought it was socially appropriate to wear sweatpants with flip-flops in February to a chic girl running auctions. Luckily, a few things have stayed the same over the last 13 years. You are still perpetually on your phone. I think you are now. You are still a huge nerd, and you're still insanely determined. And finally, you're still my best friend. Let's now fast forward to 2017 and another auspicious birthday dinner at a Chinese restaurant, which was the first time I met Zach. Carrie, who all of you get to hear from tomorrow night, had rented out the back room of a bingo parlor in Chinatown on the coldest night of the year. It was a shithole. It was basically the anti-Pod. What I'm also telling you is I spend a lot of time in Chinese restaurants. I was living in London at the time, and while I had heard about the ginger, it was the first time that I got to meet him in person. After many rounds of excellent dumplings and really terrible white wine, again, thank you, Hannah Bender, I can safely say that I knew Zach was the one for Alex. Zach is also an excellent communicator, and while he often chooses a more measured approach in the blitzkrieg of text and direct messages that we get from Alex, it's obvious that both of them understand each other and speak the same language. Beneath the red hair and incredible sartorial choices, I do not believe Zach ever wore sweatpants with holes in them with flip-flops. Zach is also a huge nerd. Alex and Zach both love art, and I know that in the years to come, they will have the best art collection of any of us in their house. Zach is also incredibly determined, and we all know he and Max are doing an amazing thing building a real estate empire together. Finally, Zach is also a great friend. Zach goes out of his way to be kind to everyone and clearly always wants the best for everyone. I think it's a testament to both of you how many friends from all stages of your life are here tonight. In Mexico, 90 minutes from the nearest airport, which doesn't fly to the East Coast, in the middle of a pandemic and a hurricane. I know that also all the awesome qualities you share will continue to complement each other in the years ahead. And I know that like all your other friends, we are so excited to watch you build a life together. So with that, a toast to Alex and Zach. Congratulations on your upcoming wedding. And thank you for having us all here tonight.
Thank you, dear. And now we have some of the oldest friends of our dear Zachary, Ryan and Nevin. Let's give it up.
Well, shit, I guess I'll just take this off now that Max blew the secret that I'm actually bald. Oh, we got two? Well, first of all, it's a pleasure to be here, and I just want to say it's a tough act to follow up the Jewish version of Apollo Anton Ono and the Powerpuff Girls. But, Ev?
Anyone there? Anyone home? Can you guys hear me okay? Can I make a request to Ryan real quick? Put that hat back on. It's quite the getup you got there, partner. You in the show? In the show. We just want to start by saying hello and how are you, and by addressing some of our gracious hosts tonight. It's really, I really don't have the words to tell you how much of an honor it is to stand up here and speak on behalf of Zach, who we both love very dearly.
And before we get down to business, I just wanted to say, obviously, thank you to Bob and Cindy. One of the things I think is so great about wedding processes in general is the community you get to learn and know through them. And Bob and Cindy, it's been a pleasure to get to know you. Cindy, you and I have bonded over some Argentine culture. Bob, it's been a pleasure to get to know you, and especially because you stay out later than 9 o'clock when Zach goes to bed. So your trips to New York are much appreciated.
Matt and Jane, obviously, happy birthday, Matt. Everybody, a round of applause for Matt Frankel, please. You guys are not only some of the coolest parents we've ever been around, but you're also some of the sweetest and most generous and most welcoming. Growing up, being able to spend time with you guys at your home was some of the best times. And it wasn't lost on us just how doting you were as parents. I remember actually one time, Zach had this great sleepover birthday party. And as a party gift, Jane had every single one of the dozen young kids there sit down at the computer and make a graphic. And there we go. She had every single one of us sit down in front of the computer and create a graphic, which she then printed out and stayed up all night long, ironing individual t-shirts for us to go home with. And I honestly, for some reason, remember just how amazingly sweet and wonderful it was for her to sacrifice her time, go the extra mile, because she cared so much about Zach and his friends and us having a good time. And we love you very much.
I think and Matt, you're the same way. Happy birthday. And in the meantime, you've treated me for more medical maladies than my insurance covers, which I appreciate. Please make. I'll call you on Wednesday.
Hey, Rye, cough twice. And last but not least, Linda, Zach's beloved grandmother, who we just want to say hello to and call out. She's a rock for Zach, his absolute idol, and we love you very much.
Obviously, we can't forget the two fellas standing behind me, Max and EJ. Max, you're the older brother I never wanted, but I'm so glad I have. One of my favorite things about Max is every time I get up with Zach, I make sure to ask, "Hey Zach, how's Max doing?" And he goes, "He's good, man. Still an asshole." But he's our asshole.
You're our asshole.
We love you, brother.
EJ, good to see you. Looking snazzy. A lot of people have trouble adjusting to altitude, but EJ's always this high, so. And actually, last but not least, Zach and Alex, who's the entire reason we're here, giving us cause to come together, enjoy life, and celebrate. Thank you for having us, and why don't we get to the show?
Yeah, so Evan and I have the distinct privilege of being up here because we are two of the oldest, apparently also baldest, friends of Zach. Some might call us Frankelographers or Frankieologists. We've seen it all, and we thought the best way to run through tonight would be in a little bit of chronology. So
just to recount some of these years that we've put together.
Despite the fact that Zach once said, "I don't really like these guys, I just hang out with them because they get a lot of girls." We've been there for over 27 years, so why don't we give it off with a little start in 1994.
It all began in 1994. We met Zach. He joined us in first grade at the Philadelphia school. We immediately bonded over our contempt for authority. Even as a 5-year-old, Zach wouldn't take shit from anybody. Anytime he'd get in trouble, he'd turn to me and say, "The way I look at it, EB, these teachers work for us." He was right.
In 1995, as vaunted members of the aforementioned table that Jane said, the principal said would never go anywhere, Zach boldly proclaimed to have won the write-in contest as the author of the Dunkaroos cartoon sweepstakes, purportedly winning a lifetime supply of Dunkaroos. Now, at age 6, we all believe this. I've never looked at Dunkaroos the same way, and I hope you still have a stash somewhere.
96, Zach established himself as having the best birthday parties, which, and until today, he obviously still throws the best party, everybody, right? But one of the cool things we did...
This guy know how to party or what?
This guy know how to party or what? One of the cool things was that same birthday where Jane so graciously made us those T-shirts, they also rented out this empty office space in one of the buildings on Rittenhouse Square, where we all had super soakers, silly string, and shaving cream, and they literally let like 12 feral boys run around killing each other with this stuff in this amazing place. No one's ever had as much fun. No one's ever had as much fun. There's no joke here, but you just really have to respect. Real recognize real on that. Thing is, though, Zach's not all fun and games. He also likes to read. 1997. Starts, listen, he wasn't stealing Matt's Playboys for the pictures. He really wanted to read the articles, right, Zach? Love of reading started there, never stopped.
1998, in the same vein, our whole squad's vocabulary test scores skyrocketed after Max gave us a lesson on every one of the four-letter words and a couple other concepts that would make even Bob Olsman blush. This, of course, led to one of our monthly meetings in the principal's office.
Those were good quality times.
All fun and games.
All fun and games. 98. 1998, everybody. Good year. Fine time. Make it 99.
Yeah, that was go next line. Next line.
Zach makes his national television debut at WWF Thursday Night SmackDown. Some people smile for the camera. Zach yells, "Suck it." I have that on tape in my basement. We have it. It exists. Still there. Thank you, Matt, for taking us.
Flash forward
on a school night.
Flash forward to 2001. During the height of the boy band era, Zach appropriately changed his style to get with the times. He spiked his hair, frosted his tips, and insisted on wearing only Abercrombie & Fitch, making him look like, of course, the fourth member of LFO.
R.I.P. Rich.
He dubbed this alias Hot Sauce. Call me Hot Sauce.
You know the girls really love my ish. Direct quote.
In 2003, at Camp Shahola, Zach, myself, and Jay Flesh over there led a historic green team victory over an Ethan Schmidt and Ari Chernikov-led white team. Yeah, I know you're so smart about that. But I think the most important part is we probably were known as the Pirates of Lake Greeley after consistently crashing boats into each other and spending the most time in the penalty box with the camp director. Arg.
We're finally getting to high school now, 2004. It's a Friday night in Center City, Philadelphia. Believe we're hanging at one Lauren Jacobs' humble abode, 22nd and Pine.
Shout out LJ Cubbies.
Shout out Zach Marks.
We'll get there.
Jane humbly requested our presence back at the domicile, and Max was supposed to pick us up, and he was beckoned from the main line where he was probably being the least cool guy at the party, and was supposed to pick us up and drive us home. The only problem was Zach's phone, no battery.
So Zach's phone died. We walk in the door to a furious Max who yells, "Man up! Charge your cell phone!"
Dude, I'm not gonna let you ruin my senior year. Charge your cell phone, dude.
And anyone knows Zach these days and has tried to reach him on a Friday night knows he still hasn't manned up.
Shabbat shalom.
2006 is the year. We were weeks before graduating high school, and Zach got grounded for unspeakable things. In order to keep an eye on him, Jane astutely took the door off the hinges of his bedroom, so that she could see what he was doing at all times. In open rebellion and not to be outdone, Zach walked around naked for 1 week straight. Needless to say, that door went up pretty quickly.
The year is 2008. Summertime. Everybody knows what you do in the summertime. You go to Europe. So we traveled to Europe. First time, actually. No, this was really great. Ourselves, Zach, Gabriel Procaccino, we packed up some bags, bought a Eurorail pass, and we hit 8 countries in 30 days. It was an epic time and one of the great trips of our lives.
Now, a true linguist, Zach knew what to do in every one of the 8 stops. No matter the context or the country, Zach knew how to get a hold of the locals. So, for example, we were in Paris and we needed a waiter.
So what do you say? Excuse me, sir? Maybe you're in Rome, you're in Italy, you're at the Colosseum, and you need a tour guide. What do you say?
Excuse me, sir. Need a taxi driver in Prague?
Maybe you need a taxi driver in Prague. You don't know much Czech. You get Zach to find a taxi for you. He goes, "Excuse me, sir."
Sir.
I don't know how we were gotten anywhere around
No
that without
idea.
him that time. It was
No
great.
idea.
2009, Zach is back in Dickinson. As you might have heard, he became the president of his fraternity. Shout out the Dickinson crew, everybody here.
I see you, Matt Wood, by the way. I know you got snubbed earlier.
You might have already heard that Zach immediately drove the fraternity into the ground, but he had a good time doing it. He was channeling Animal House. (2010) Zach graduates from Dickinson College and joining a proud Frankel tradition, moves to South Florida. And sorry, that was weird. Let me gather myself. And immediately tells everyone that he's a, quote, north-south guy now. You know, some people are bi-coastal, Zach's north-south. Finally made some friends he could relate to, 75-year-old Jewish men.
On par 2011, everyone knows that Zach knows how to luxuriate. He joins the first of the nearly half dozen country, golf, and racket clubs he belongs to up and down the eastern seaboard.
You gotta club up.
Showing that as a mild-mannered and likable guy, he truly does belong everywhere.
You're gonna put roots down, you better club up.
You gotta club up. Zach moves back north in 2012 when he moves in with Evan and I in Harlem up by Columbia for grad school. We walked to school together just as we did the first day back in 1994. There's no punchline here at all. I just want to get sentimental about the fact that we were walking to grad school together as 25-year-olds.
2017 or somewhere thereabouts, Zach sets out on his own with his brother Max to establish their own real estate business. And despite Max's best efforts to fuck it up, they're still doing well today.
And now we get to the Alex years. 2018, Zach meets Alex through a mutual friend, Lauren Jacobs. Shout out LJ.
Shout out LJ.
Shortly upon meeting, Zach explains Alex as what's not to like.
You know, I could really tell that Zach liked Alex right from the get-go, because when we were talking about it, I was like, how's it going with Alex, this new girl you're dating? He's like, you know, it's going really well. And he would say just like all the sweetest things. You just never hear anyone say anything like this. He'd be like, you know, she really hasn't given me a reason to break up with you yet. It's going pretty well. I knew they'd be together forever.
In 2019, Zach and Alex move in together. They get engaged. Zach proposes at the Philadelphia Museum of Art.
It was a beautiful time. We all got together in Philadelphia that week. Shortly thereafter, in 2020, amid the pandemic, Zach and Alex very sadly, well, for us, sadly, left New York City and headed back to Philadelphia.
Yeah. Raise your hands for Philly. I don't know about all that talk earlier. All that talk earlier about Philly. Come on.
And with all seriousness, it left a huge void. I mean, it's just a bummer not to have you guys there, and we miss you all the time, and it's a hole we can't fill.
2021, this year, COVID obviously caused the wedding to be pushed back 6 months, but Zach, Alex, and both their families flawlessly and seamlessly transitioned the wedding to today, which brings us here, for which we are so proud and grateful to be a part of.
There are too many memories to even recount, and actually it was interesting, even the past couple of years, learning something new about Zach, which is that he met Alex before he even met us. If you haven't heard, or maybe you've read it in the tabloids or something, they happened to meet in preschool unwittingly. So if you believe in fate, this is the couple for you guys.
So Zach, brother, you are a talented, generous, smart, funny, really fucking funny, athletic, handsome, the list goes on and on. I consider you brother. It's been a pleasure to ride this way with you for 27 years. I'm looking forward to all the years from here until the rest of time. And now, with a beautiful new bride who has incredible, incredible talents of her own, I look forward to watching you guys and the family you'll make together. And vaya con Dios.
This literal week marks 27 years of friendship with Zach. And I remember meeting him for the first time, and I just remember being instant best friends. You know, we've recovered a lot of memories here, but the things that are actually most special to me are the quiet moments when you can be your most authentic self. Sit around, talking, confiding in one another, being there for one another. That's what I actually think about when I think about Zach. You know, not any of these crazy shenanigans, not any of these times out in the world, having fun, getting into trouble. You know, you've really just been a life partner more than a friend, a companion, constant presence, always there. And I think that's when, you know, those true bonds are forged. You're an essential presence in my life. I don't know what I would do without you, legitimately. My main man, a true mensch in the very best sense of the word, and I love you. And because Zach has been such an amazing companion to us, I know that he's going to be an amazing companion to Alex, who I have loved getting to know and bonding with, and I feel like I've known you forever. And I think you're an absolute sweetheart with the warmest heart, literally the coolest person in every room, always on your game. And I think I speak for us both when I say we happily concede the title of Zach's best friend to you. You absolutely deserve it. You're so beautiful, funny, cool, caring, and loving. And I know you'll always lift Zach up, push him forward, love him dearly.
All right, everybody, raise them up.
Everybody raise them up, please.
Please raise a glass. The beautiful, beautiful couple.
Salud L'Chaim. DJ, hit it.
Hello. Here's one. Thank you. Gorgeously done. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Ryan and Evan. All right, kids. Let's do the hugs first. Hey. How are you? Okay. Now, in the spirit of our collective Quaker education, Zach and Alex have an idea. It's an interesting idea. It is a meeting for worship style open mic. So, amidst all the jokes and stories tonight, as cheesy as it may sound, I think it's very clear that Alex found her match in Zach. Someone who knows how to and when to lean in and get involved. Just think about how they met. Lauren Jacobs is a vigilante yenta in her own right. God bless. Baruch Hashem. But if she called me and said, I have a really nice Jewish girl for you, give me a call, I would change my phone number and move to San Miguel. Not Zach. I would be. Not Zach. Zach knew to trust his instincts, trust his friend, and get on the phone and call Alex right away. By the way, calling someone off the bat in 2016 is big dick energy, and we should all respect that. Round of applause for Zachy. There you go, buddy. A month in, Zach's got Alex meeting his family, and by the holidays, the two of them know. This is it. In Zach's words, we knew we were a team, we knew we were stronger together, and we knew we were in it for good. So, I'd like to raise a glass. Another thing that I don't believe ever happened at Meeting for Worship. But fuck it. To two truly thoughtful, wonderful, and stunning friends who make you want to get involved, and we're all better off for it. L'chaim, we love you. Mazel tov. Now, if the Spirit moves you, come speak.
All right. Pretty high. In no small part to Zach Frankel, both today in providing, honk. I win. All right. Should I read one of these? Zach, you are essential to me. All right. No, Zach, we're all here for you. I'm going to keep this short and sweet because we don't need another long spiel here. But your generosity in providing cannabis for this weekend I think is, symbolic of your generosity and your family's generosity and the Oldsmans' generosity as a whole. And we are all very, very thankful and appreciative and feel welcome here with you. And we're happy to celebrate this day with you. So thank you very much.
The spirit moved him. Does the spirit move anyone else? There we go. The mic's waiting here for you. It's a lot.
So that's the spirit. That moves me and probably moves a lot of us, especially Zach, for years to come. So have fun with that one. That being said, it's been alluded to, but I actually know these two probably longer than all of you. I was witness to the start of their incredible love journey as their classmate at Greentown Montessori Preschool in Miss Prestis's class. Yeah. Suck it, Kyle. Miss Prestis was where it was at. You might have had a good time with Jamie pouring pencil shavings on Curie Giorgio and shit and being a really, really bad bully, but we kept it real. I spent most of my days in the math corner while I remember Alex was busy reading and crafting stories at the writing table. I remember in kindergarten for my birthday, I got a copy of a pretty advanced mythology book, which she read cover to cover while I had to rely on my mom to read because one of the cons of Montessori school is you choose your own path, and I was spending too much time learning long division. Needless to say, I found it pretty crazy when I heard that Alex was dating Zach from Greentown. I guess she realized that if she found some lifelong friends there, she could also find true love. I'm so happy that they've made the decision to return to the land of the chosen people. I'm not talking about Israel, I'm talking about Philadelphia. Yeah, no one likes us, we don't care. But on the real, Alex choosing Zach as her partner has so many perks. My favorite is the ability to spot Zach from a distance with his blazing locks of red hair anywhere in the city. And I see them and I go say what up. But anyway, I'll end with a translated quote from Virgil because if I read it in Latin, I think I'd be an embarrassment to you. So love conquers all, therefore submit to love. Cheers to the happy couple.
I heard the word suck it, Kyle. Does Kyle have anything to say? Kyle, come on up. Kyle Amor, everybody. Give a round of applause. Let's go.
As the other twin, I was in the other class, but that being said, Alex, I've known you forever. I can't believe that we're standing here today. So, with that being said, today on the plane, I actually just wrote down moments in our lives together. And it might not mean anything to anyone else, but what matters is this. So, in order, Greentown crew, Oklahoma. For those of you that don't know, were we 3? 5? Jeremy and I were dressed in little cowboy outfits and told to come over to the Oldsmans at 5 years old to watch Oklahoma. And I literally can't tell you the name of the song, but whenever it comes on, I somehow strike into like a pose by the television. So that happened, and that was literally what I remembered Alex Oldsman and the Oldsman family as. It was like the Oklahoma, like that they were the ones who made us come over and do that. So moving on to lower school, it seems that we all decided to go to Penn Charter, and sure enough, as Jeremy alluded to, I actually wasn't in the same Montessori school class, but I do remember I was put in like the special reading class at Penn Charter in first grade, and Alex was in like the super special one, and I was over there being like, hey, you're not allowed to be in that class. You got to come over here. And sure enough, then that proceeded to be like starting to feel bad about myself, and then I would go to the playground and see Alex getting the group of girls to do all the Spice Girl music, and they had a whole routine. Needless to say, Alex was always kind of like rallying the crew, and there I was. But as Elias alluded to, eventually that became like, hey, that's my friend Kyle. You should, talk to him. And she consistently was my yenta throughout the years. Literally, I was tracking my text messages on the way over here. And there are many text messages about us going through the hardships of a 25 white single man. So many problems. Shout out to Bo Burnham, for those of you that don't know that song. So the next one on the list here is middle school dances. Do you remember all those CHA dances that we somehow went to? So Jeremy actually was early to the whole like flat brim chain thing that was going on at CHA, but you I think were one that brought us to those dances, and that proceeded to somehow turn into like a GFS PC guy battle. Do you remember? That was weird. Like we'd be at my house, and then you'd go hang out with Nico and those friends. That was interesting. Next up on the list was freshman year when we had the water polo versus field hockey group. We played Alex and her group of field hockey crew, and we actually, like, I'm pretty sure Steph Rag got terribly injured, and we never played again after that. The next ones were, I wanted to say, for those of you that don't know, there were class agents at Penn Charter. There were 4 of us that were chosen. Alex was not one of them. But on my list here is my true OPC 08 social chair. So every single time that we would come back to Philly, Alex and I would organize BYOBs for everybody. And that was like our thing throughout college, and that's what I think kept us close, and I think that's what kept a lot of the OPC 08 crew here tonight close, was that consistent, hey, everyone's home, we're all, Alex and I would get on the phone and make sure that we had a place to go. Lastly, I saw tonight that everyone, shout out to the Franco crew. You'll always be Olsman to me. You'll always be AO. But I am so happy that you have found someone who makes you so happy. And the family, I've heard about the Frankels for years, and now I get to, see that family and be hopefully a tangential part of it for the rest of my life. And cheers to you both. Mazel tov.
My name's Elliot Walk. Lauren didn't want to join me, but I wrote a song. It goes to the tune of How Lucky to Be a Woman. And this is for Alex in particular, and for Linda. How lucky to be a Frankel. They have so much to show. How lucky to be a Frankel. Because as a friend, I really know. How lucky to be a Frankel. Brains and beauty, they have it all. Doesn't matter, short or tall. How lucky to be a Frankel. Best wishes to them today, and for the rest of us, maybe someday.
Anybody dare follow? That's it, folks. Let's call it an evening. We are rehearsed. Woo! Sorry, I spoke too soon. I believe there's a matriarch to speak? No? No, okay, I did not speak too soon. We are rehearsed! Woo! There you go, kids. Thank y'all. Let's have an evening.